That looks strange. Let's see if I can improve upon that. It's all doing wild things. I don't know. Maybe I got too much light on. Hard to see. Hard to know. Well, anyway, I'm saying hi from my cell phone because once again, this is a major YouTube glitch, and maybe other people have experienced it and know what the issue is. But you know, you can set up your live streams from your phone, obviously, or your computer, laptop, whatever, and then you set it up and save it, and you should be able to go to either device to pull it up, to manage it, you know, not like you to watch it, but to be inside it and to manage it. And whenever I set it up on the phone with the intention of pulling it up on the computer, it doesn't work. It doesn't even show up on my computer that I've set it up, and it's right there on the phone. So I don't know how to explain that. So I have the camera. The phone is the camera. You're going to see me from the phone, and I am going to look at your comments on my laptop. So sorry for the slight delay. We just got a handful of people so far, so welcome. Welcome to my channel. Kristen is here, Leanne, Deanna, or Deanna. Let me scroll up. Lydia was here first. Hello, Lydia. Lydia's in Texas, I believe, if I've got that straight. I was doing some, Cherie is here from Kentucky. It seems like there's a shadow. Oh, you know what that is? That's the phone. So we'll do it this way. Yeah, okay. All right, so. Not great, but it's so funny. It just looks like there's these bands of light on the Christmas tree. It's odd. I wanted to do the Christmas tree one more time because by next week it'll probably be gone. It's starting to dry out. Hello, Daryl. Hey, so Daryl, how many weeks or whatever before we start seeds? So this is my big topic tonight is when do we, I thought we were going to have this big long winter. Everybody's slowly, you know, since I've had the channel in California, you know, people would talk about all winter long. They have to wait. They couldn't wait for spring. And I'm going, I was really looking forward to that. You may have noticed, I was cranking out the videos almost every day. Well, I did 30 videos in December. I've never done that before. 30 videos in December. And 5 live streams. That's a lot of time and a lot of effort, and I was really pushing. It didn't pay off, but I really tried. I gave it the old college try. So, start slow growing herbs now. I'm going to take some notes tonight because I don't always remember to go back and read my comments. There's just so much going on. The minute I get off, there's 10 other things to deal with. So, slow growing herbs, you know, such as, Daryl, you want to name some? Because the thing is about slow growing herbs, you know, when I first started gardening, of course, you get all these people giving you excuses like, oh, strawberries are too hard to start from seeds, just buy plants. And they would say, oh, your perennials are just buy plants, you know, don't try to graft or start them from seed or anything, you know. And then they would also say with herbs, they go, oh, herbs are just too hard to start from seed, just buy plants, you know. So I never got very good at growing herbs. I did grow herbs last year, not a lot. I mixed them in with other stuff, and you forget whatever. I had tarragon, I had thyme, parsley didn't do well. I couldn't get cilantro really much going with that. Dill, a little bit, not much, just early on, they bloomed and went to seed, and that was the end of that. And so I never even got any dillweed. So anyway, slow growing herbs. Did you write them down? I mean, start herbs now. Oh, I see. So his point was that all herbs are slow growing. Got it. Okay. Herbs now. Okay. Will do. So Daryl, you'll be happy to know. Have you started your sweet potato slips? Let's see. I have to look this way. Sorry if I'm going to be looking down a little bit. I could lift this up. Oh my God. All right. Hold on, everybody. I don't even know. That was just almost ridiculous. And I don't even know how to put this thing back together. Oh, it's a magnet. Okay, that was easy. Oh my goodness. Hold on. That's not right. That can't be right. Don't get dizzy, everybody. Just hold on a minute. Oh, you know what I did? Phone's upside down. Hold on. You see how annoying this is? This is all YouTube's fault, not mine. Now, I hope I didn't break it. We're going to be in big trouble because I don't have any kind of a way to hold my phone. Let's see. Okay. This, oh, I see. 1 second. What a disaster. This is, I think, goes like that. Talk amongst yourselves. Okay. That might work. It's close. It's crooked. So why? You know, why is it crooked? I don't know. Nope. Whew, that's about as good as it's gonna get. I'm so sorry. That was clumsy. I'm gonna put it like that carefully. Oh, for the days. If I just had a studio or something, it would be so nice. Let me see. It doesn't even look sharp. I wonder if it's because hold on. There we go. I must have put my big fat thumb right over the camera hole. Good, Deanna. I hope you enjoyed that. That was an unscheduled trip through, what's that ride at Disney World, or Disneyland? It was like, it's like the mountain, and you go to the, it's an indoor roller coaster ride is what it is. And it's inside of a fake mountain. You've probably all been there. Oh, sorry about that, Ed. I didn't plan that. I I can tell you exactly what happened. I was going to raise this up for your benefit, so my eye line would be level, okay, between the comments and the camera. And when I lifted it up, the leg that's holding up my gimbal, which is holding my camera, was underneath the wire that's over there plugged into the light, which is plugged into the laptop because it's a USB. Oh man. You know, if I'd gotten here 10 minutes earlier, I could have set all that up, but I had an errand I had to run today, so I hope you can hear me okay. It still seems wobbly, very wobbly. Gosh. Oh, I see. Hold on. There we go. The whole bottom was unscrewed. Probably would have just ejected any moment. Okay, settling down here. We were talking about what to start and when. I'm glad that was fun. It wasn't fun for you. I'm sweating bullets. That's a little embarrassing, but whatever. I mean, it's life, right? I mean, I suppose other YouTubers have these issues. I don't know. If you're working alone, I don't actually know too many YouTubers that are working alone, completely alone. Does anybody else? Where they don't have anyone to help do anything? Oh. Paula can hear me. Paula, where are you writing from? Do we have has anybody seen O'Connie's here? Matterhorn, thank you so much. I've actually been on the Matterhorn. Can you believe that? I hiked up, obviously the tourist hike, up a little. It was the scariest thing. It's so steep and there's no railing. Well, this is a long time ago. I don't know what they have now, but there was no railing on. There was the rock wall on this side, the little bit of trail, which was that wide, and then it just went like that. And I'm just, if you got dizzy or lightheaded or something, you better hope somebody can catch you. But nobody can catch you. You'll both go down. It's crazy. I don't know why they don't have a railing. But at any rate, I have been on the Matterhorn. That was in my younger days. Connie says, I am the only live stream she watches of all. Well, I hope it's worth it, Connie. I love you. Plymouth, Mass. Paula is in Plymouth, Massachusetts, a legendary town in our country. I have heard more about our founding fathers and our founding documents in the last year than I have in my entire life. What an amazing time we're living in. Let's see. Space Mountain. No, it was Matterhorn. I do remember that. I went, I'm not the kind of person that likes those sort of things. I went to Disney World one time in my 20s, and that was enough. And then I went to Disneyland one time. I lived in LA for 32 years, and I went to Disneyland. That's the original, right? Disneyland once. My son was 18 months old, and it was February, and it was freezing, and I wore a babushka over my head, like tied around here, and it was so cold, and I had a baby, and there were long lines, and I just thought, this is ridiculous. You wait in line for an hour to go down a 5-minute ride. It's not even 5 minutes. I think it's probably 2 minutes. I said, no, I never do that again. Edwin is leaving. Thank you for dropping by. Okay, so Kristen is talking about our topic, which is what to start and when. Now let me make sure this is all still working here. create a little bit of space to take notes. Leeks now? You mean leek seed? To start leek seed? Is that what you're talking about, Kristen? Hold on, I'm trying to get this to cooperate. Scrolling back to see if I missed any comments. Jamela is here from Jamela is always here from Trinidad and Tobago. I don't see any oh no, Connie is here. Hate to put any pressure on you, Connie, but please watch out for any unwelcome comments. We had somebody last week that was not welcome. Rose is here from Ramblin' Rose. Be sure and check out her lotions and lotion bar and soaps, handmade soaps at her Etsy page, Ramblin' Rose Cottage. Let's see. Yeah, now I've heard about this winter sewing in milk jugs. Never tried it. Well, of course, in California, I did all kinds of things because there's not really, I mean, there is winter, but it never freezes where I was. But I don't really know enough about it. I see Scott Head just uploaded a video, so we'll have to check that out after we get off. Let's see. Okay, so I'm up to the comment where Daryl says started my sweet potatoes last week. So I did mine yesterday, Daryl, and the ones that I grew, that I got from those little pieces of potato from you, were they were all small and skinny. But hey, they're still going to make slips, right? And so they were white inside. They were yam colored skin outside, you know, the not very dark skin, and white inside. And then I had some, I think they're called Stokes. That's a brand name. That was the best purple sweet potato I could find at Sprouts. Not even sure if it was organic, to tell you the truth. But I cut 2 of those in half and did 4 of those. And then I did, I think, 5 little ones. But I used I didn't have toothpicks. I actually had, you know, dowel, you know, like doweling, you know, little dowels that you use to, I don't know, maybe you put them in toy cars or something, you glue it and you cut it and sand it. So there was no point, so I have to be very careful pressing it in. One broke. Used it anyway, but I used every one of those that I had, so I couldn't do any more. I didn't have any more toothpicks or anything. Toothpicks, let's put that on the list. Oh boy, I could have easily gotten toothpicks at Sprouts on Sunday. V and the Bees is here. This would be so me if I was English. Thank you, V and the Bees. V, what does V stand for anyway? She said this would be her, yeah. I've always had issues, and everybody knows that's been watching. I've always had issues, and I'm just not very technical. In fact, I have this desire to do so much. I want to do so much. That's evident of all that I expanded out into this property here, garden-wise, last year. But you know, at the time I was expanding, I had help. Now I don't. So was never able to get John back over here. He came for 2 days, and that was it. And said he could come more, but you know, I said, give me your first available, and I haven't seen him. So anyway, we've had some rough weather with snow and thunderstorms and all of that. So I understand. But it would, I mean, what it's looking like, I am going to have to break down that round bale of hay myself and load it up into the back of the dump trailer and drive it over in the 4-wheeler and start laying it out over on that side garden tomorrow. Tomorrow is supposed to be 51. It's the warmest day this week and sunny. And if that holds, then that would be a really good time to do that. And then if I managed to do that, then I need to put the compost over there too. You know, 2 people, we could get that whole job done in less than a day. But with me doing it alone, we'll see how long my back holds out. Okay, let's see. So Kristen is saying beans in January? I wouldn't have even thought to. Well, I don't start beans inside. Are you talking about starting beans inside in January? And I don't start green pea. I don't start snap peas inside either. I wouldn't have even thought to pull those out until after frost. Cruciferous, of course. Cauliflower, you can transplant, really? Mid to late January? Well, anyway, I have made a screenshot of that, Kristen. Thanks for that info. Daryl, what do you have to say about all that? You're right. Deanna says the lines are gone. Maybe it was, well, the reason that the lines are gone is because sun went, during all of that confusion. Wait, I want to, without causing too much trouble. You see the sun went down over that hill, and the sun, in addition to the thumbprint or whatever that was on the lens, the sun was hitting it. And anytime that happens, it refracts, the light refracts and makes your rainbow thing going. So that's why that's cleared up. Let's see. V and the Bees is in Phoenix. Are you new to my channel, V and the Bees? Because for some strange reason, that particular name is not coming to me. Auf Tour im Garden Tour, who's in Germany, I believe. Yes, Heidi in Berlin. Justin left last September. So that's what happened. He's gone, and I don't know, I haven't heard from him, so I don't know anything else. Veronica V. Okay, good deal. Okay, I don't have anything undercover. Susan is talking about her brassicas, specifically broccoli, being undercover outside. And I bought the plastic. Remember when I had this great ambition? This was when John was here. I covered the beds with 6 mil plastic, and it just blew off. I stapled it to the raised bed, and it blew off. So I'm going, well, gee, that wasn't even a storm, and it blew off. So I haven't even bothered to put it back because we've had all of this weather, these storms. So I'm just going, I would have to have some stronger construction to hold it. You know, I mean, I could go down and buy PVC. I guess it's 1 inch or something, PVC, and bend it over and stick it down. I mean, I can do that myself, obviously, but is that strong enough? What's to keep that from not the whole thing not blowing off? I mean, there's nothing to keep it from blowing off. So I haven't covered anything up, and I had a bed of really pretty good looking stuff left over from last spring, but now, you know, it got snowed on and frozen, so it looks kind of dead. Oh, that's funny, Daryl. I mean, it's not meant to be funny. It's just the way you said it. For those of you watching later, Daryl is saying, gardening can become a lifelong addiction. By the way, if anybody is watching this later and you think, well, why, please repeat the question so we can know where the answer is. You can follow along on the chat when you watch it later. You don't have to just wonder what we're talking about. Just open your chat window and you can follow the chat all the way through the live later if you watch it later. I think most people know that, but you might not. Aha. Well, Veronica, if you're thinking about starting a channel, hey, go for it. Just know that it's all consuming. If you're serious about it, figure out what your goal is. If you just want to share information, share your life, and you don't care about monetization and all of that stuff, that it's easier to make that call. If you really want to try to be successful, it's challenging. It takes a while. So you got to be in it for the long haul. But look and see what other successful YouTubers are doing, and maybe you won't make all the mistakes I made. Okay. GB is here, catching me live. Oh, fantastic, GB. Where are you writing from? Yeah, I hear from Doug frequently. He calls me up and gives me a welcome. It gives me advice, which is always very welcome. I have snap clamps that I bought. Someone is talking about snap clamp. I'm going to have to get a different kind for plastic, though. I have snap clamps. That's hard to say. Snap clamps from wherever I bought my shade cloth. They're for the shade cloth, though. I'm sure they wouldn't work for 6 mil plastic. I'll have to see about snap clamps. But the point is, should I have my garlic and my, remember folks, I've been gardening for a while, but I never had frost. So that's why I'm asking for help. Should I have my garlic under plastic now, as well as my turnip greens? Turnips. Is that something I should be doing? Yeah, I've got a lot of big rocks. I get tired of picking up and moving around big rocks. Lydia is suggesting, and I have ground staples too, but the ground staples I have, if we had a big storm, either the ground staples that I have go up like that, and they go down about that long. And so, you could double it up and maybe it wouldn't, but most likely it would break through, make a hole in the plastic, or the whole thing would just pull out. I just feel like the air would get underneath it and it'd be like a sail on a boat. But hey, correct me if I'm wrong. Connie is pointing out that the live chat isn't always available to see later. Why would that be, I wonder? That's just not very helpful of YouTube. Cherie is asking, when do you start brassicas? Somebody else was just saying when to do that. Let's see. So Susan, remind everybody where you are. So you have permanent hoops, and then you take the plastic off in the summer, because it was we had a heat spell as soon as I put it out there, and it was like 100 degrees under there. And I thought, and everything was just like, the lettuce was just laying over like limp. And so I thought, well, I shouldn't have done that. Crafty Stash says, please hit the thumbs up button. We have 53 people. Thank you for joining the live stream today. Hopefully you just recently joined and you didn't see all the technical difficulties in the beginning. But if you're so inclined and you want a good laugh, you could go back and watch all that action. But if you could take a moment to hit that thumbs up button, it really helps YouTube algorithms and analytics. And they might even decide to share it. Okay. Okay. Debbie is at GB in New York. All righty. Thank you for watching, Debbie. It's my sister's name. Okay. Rose says, my garlic is fine. Good. What about the turnips? Marianne is saying, are you asking me when I'm starting my seeds, Marianne? I was going to make a determination tonight from the comments that I'm going to get. Hey, Ty, glad you made it over. I haven't made a big announcement or anything. I just made an announcement last week. And because I thought that whole thing was going to happen. And it's just been postponed. It's still going to happen. It cannot not happen. They have invested billions and billions of dollars in that infrastructure, and there's nothing we can do about it, unfortunately. It remains to be seen how many people are going to be affected, negatively affected by it. But do not think for 1 minute your life is going to be so much better, because you can download something 10 seconds faster. That's what they're going to convince everyone, and hopefully you guys will not be fooled. Okay. So Marianne, I'm gonna follow Daryl's lead and whatever he tells me to do. That was so funny, you made me choke, Daryl. Daryl said, for next week's live stream, I could attach the camera to a ceiling fan blade. It would probably go smoother than what just happened, to tell you the truth. Oh Lord, maybe we would think we were, in a one of the old black and white movies, the detectives. The shot was always the fan blade. The detective is there, Well, Mr. Smith, where were you on the night of so-and-so and so? Then there's a shot of the fan blade going around, and then we see Mr. Smith, and the sweat is rolling down his sideburns, Well, officer, I was with my wife. Yes, I was with my wife. I'm getting off, sorry. Let's see. Turnip greens is nothing to grow. Debbie Paints says. Does that interpret that for me? Does that mean turnip greens is very easy to grow? It's like no big deal to grow. Is that what you're saying? That's my impression from my neighbor. Hayden Holloway. Holloway? Is that supposed to be there twice? I have not. Hayden is wondering what is, in my opinion, the best way to keep deer away from seeds when they're in the ground. And I haven't seen them trying to get seeds from the ground. They get seedlings and plants. And I have been told, I've repeated this before, so bear with me, everybody who's heard me say this, but the guy at the extension office, the agriculture extension office, said that deer get used to everything. Yes, you can try the Irish Spring soap. Yes, you can hang the human hair. Yes, you can do this. You can have the pie pans. Yes, you can have the funny, weird-looking scarecrow that moves or something. But in the end, they get used to it all. And the only way that you can really keep them out was with electricity. This is what I've been told by the locals, okay? I know Daryl had some issues with deer also. I wish I could be more helpful on that. Let's see, what are we talking about, Todd? What was I talking about? Tear them down, pick up and a tow chain, tear them down. What was I even talking about? I need a tow chain, by the way. I need a chain. I don't have one because I was thinking, how am I gonna drag those Christmas trees out of here? I was just trying to figure that out. And I thought, I don't even have a good rope. Well, do I have a rope? I might have a rope. Just tie a rope or chain around the end, the cut end of the tree trunk and literally just drag them off up there somewhere. Or can you think of a better use for the Christmas trees besides just hauling them off in the woods and leaving them there? I mean, I suppose rabbits would enjoy, like if I put them together, rabbits might make a hutch in there or something, but do I really want to encourage rabbits to be close to my place? Not really. Well, it's interesting you should say that, Debbie. She says that her father just scatters seeds and they come up, turnip seeds, and they come up. And that's what my neighbor did. But you see, he has a tractor, and in November, like everybody else, he turned over the soil, he scattered his turnip seeds, and now I'm in January, and I didn't get any of that done. Exactly. So Kevin is there. A fence is the only way to go, and for deer. And it would have, if it's wide open on the other side and they can see through the fence, it has to be like 8 feet tall, which is more than I can handle. Obviously, I can't even handle a 7 foot. I can't. I think probably the tallest T-post I could drive with my pounder would be a 6 footer. That's nothing. They can just hop over that. So I have a lot to figure out here. It really depends on the help I can get. But first, I have to deal with water issues. That's my first thing. Now, the good news, a little bit of good news, I have someone who knows a lot about it. My neighbor, it's a friend of my neighbor's. He used to do a lot of this kind of work. He was working at his daughter's, and he fell off a ladder, and he broke himself all to pieces. But he's still alive, and he's much better. Not able to work, but he's still got all that good smarts about how to manage water drainage. And so he said he would come over as soon as we got a good day. And I'm hoping he considers tomorrow a good weather day. And so I can get going on all that. Meanwhile, I'm probably going to have the service put in a dehydrator under my house because, you know, I just can't have, even though I assume that the previous owners never did anything about it. There's no apparent drainage ditches or anything back there. I don't want to, you know, if I were to sell this house, I don't want to turn around and, you know, have mold down there. I don't want to have mold down there anyway. So I've got to deal with that. Okay. No, Todd, evidently not. Evidently not. They have made a deal to keep it within a certain distance from major airports. But that's only temporary. That's not permanent. That's not a permanent agreement. So yeah, it's when you start really looking into it, it's quite something. And of course I can't talk about it because we're not allowed to talk about things. Let's see. What do you mean cover garden areas? Connie is said, I've used the Christmas tree branches to cover garden areas. To cover, you mean where in my garden can you imagine me using them, the branches? To cover my raised beds or what? Yeah. A comment here says more shortages coming in 4 days. Canada, US border stops any truck drivers that so and so. So serious gardening will be trending. I think so. I think everybody, certainly everybody here is probably keen on that it's very important to be growing your own food or be working. What is that sound? You know what it sounds like? It sounds like one of those ball lids kind of popping or something. It's funny. You know, when you're in a really quiet place, I lived in Manhattan for 7 years and Los Angeles for 32 years. I can't believe it. And there's always all this, there's, even when it's quiet, there's this noise, and then you get in a quiet place and every little bing, you go, what was that? What was that? Anyway, everybody really needs to be thinking about what they're going to do if, I personally witnessed empty shelves at Sprouts, which is a corporate, store. And if you look at their produce, much of it comes from California. And we know California has a little bit of a problem with H2O. No, wait, is H2O oxygen or water? H2O is water. Yeah, they've got major water problems in California. So you got to wonder. But it was interesting. The shelves that were empty were bread, pizza, frozen pizza and bread, eggs, and potatoes. Isn't that interesting? That's what I noticed. Organic potatoes. There were no organic potatoes. And so, and of course, usually the frozen food, those big islands of frozen food are usually just topped off and they're way down and stuff. But I didn't actually specifically see that they were out of this or that, but sure noticed it on the bread, the pizza, and that sort of thing. So, okay, so Linda is here from Arizona, and she said it's a fine afternoon over there. Yeah, I'll check if there's I'll ask my neighbor about recycling Christmas trees. He might know. So I have the cutest shot. It's going to be in, I think the next video. I think the next video, by the way, just to catch you up, the video today, if you've watched it, I hope you will. I hope you like that video, share it. You don't even see me talking to camera on that. That's just slice of life. That's kind of the way it is in a winter morning here at the homestead. And between cats and birds and getting everybody fed and litter boxes. I didn't show cleaning out the litter boxes. I spared you from that. But that's part of it. Every morning, got to clean 3 litter boxes twice a day. And so, anyway, we had this big snowstorm on the 6th. The footage from today was from the 4th. And then the next big thing is the big snowstorm that we had. And I got a lot of footage of birds eating from the feeder, and oh, it was just a blizzard. It was a absolute incredible. It was beautiful, and I tried to, get some really beautiful footage of. Yes, no, I haven't gotten those bug strips yet. Remind me again what I'm supposed to buy. I know I wrote it down, but I didn't get it yet. I need to order that. My neighbors came over in their side by side, and I said I can run because I needed an egg. I I wanted an. The thing is, he asked me. He texted me at 7 in the morning and said, we're going, in other words, they're going to make a quick run to town before this big snowstorm was going to hit at 9 o'clock. Did I need anything? And I couldn't think of anything I needed. Of course, 45 minutes later, when they're headed back, I'm going, I need an egg. I want to make, I think I wanted to make squash bread because I had cooked a squash. And so they brought me a carton of eggs. Wouldn't take any money. I mean, very nice people. But they're so cute in this side by side. I can't wait to put that in the video. It was just so awesome seeing this thing come up in this snow blizzard. I said, I really need one of those. But I just don't want more stuff. I've got too much stuff. So I'll check about the recycling of the Christmas trees. 63 people are here. Where's the other 44 that we had the other day? I wonder where they are. Let's see, Susie is here. Good, I'm glad you didn't miss it. Susan's giving me tips on how to do the pounder. Tip it over. Tip it over and back up over your head for the first few. Can I find a fencing crew nearby? I hadn't thought of that. Find a fencing crew. Yeah, because see, I'm going to have some kind of a door or double doors because, and it needs to work a little bit better than the one over here because in case I need to drive the, I mean, I will. I need to have double doors so we can get a tractor in there. So, or a gate or whatever you want to call it. But I'm just thinking, what I used over here was that really, that deer fencing, that's just that nylon. And I'm just thinking, that's so fragile. I almost think I need something stronger. Has anybody used anything stronger for deer? Let me know. Oh my goodness. You're talking about a boatload of money, Kevin. I hadn't thought of doing it. That 12-foot wood poles, I bought 8-foot. Remember? I got all those 8-foot poles, 4x4s, 3 feet deep. If I bought that in cedar, it would cost a fortune. I think 12-footers are going to cost me a fortune. You know how big that is down there, right? It's gosh, I would need 10, 20, probably, let's see. I'd probably need 10, 20, 30, at least 30 of them. That would cost a lot of money. And then somebody's going to dig a hole 3 feet deep. I've got the auger. I don't know if it goes down 3 feet though. Double stack 4-foot field wire. What does double stack mean? Oh, double stack 4-foot field wire. I've never heard of field wire. I see what you mean though. You just put it like that. one and then one on top of it. Huh. Well, Kristen is saying, didn't I have that tree service dump for, yes, I did. And I went back on the list and I never heard from them the rest of the year. And I checked back to make sure that I was still listed. And, and I am, but I never got any more. It's a good idea, Connie. She says Christmas tree branches used like mulch in bare areas, and then saw trunk for firewood. I need about 50 Christmas trees to do the job. Yeah, Veronica, the whole community garden thing is fantastic. You know, if you don't own your own place and all of that. I know that there was a 10-year waiting list to get on the community garden. When I left my house, and then I was in this, it was a great location, old building, apartment building, great location right by the Palisades Bluffs there in Santa Monica. But it was a 10-year waiting list to get on all the community gardens near me. So, but what happens is people I'm told this, people have them for a long time and they don't necessarily garden them. And then they just sit there and somebody could be using them, but because somebody's paying for it, you know, so I don't know. Every community garden has a board and rules and all of that. So you got to get into all that. Let's see. 73 people have joined. Thank you so much for joining. Had a bit of a technical difficulty today. If you go back and watch the beginning, you'll see it's quite hilarious. But anyway, I'm so glad you're here, and I would love for you to subscribe, share my channel, and even if you're subscribed already, please share my channel with a friend. I was just looking back at some of the analytics of some of the videos. I was talking with Jeannie, my friend. She's not on tonight. Last night by text, and I just thought, let me look up and see, because I remembered a couple of videos I really worked long and hard on. I spent a whole week, probably 40 hours on each one. And I looked back, and I had made, over the course of 4 years, I had made $10 on one of those videos, and I thought it was beautiful. So I'm going to repost that again, and I would appreciate every single person going back and watching my Desert Bloom episode. That was my, I do believe that was my 100th and final episode of my original show. I believe I've got that right. And I wanted to end that show with a bang, and I really put in the effort on that video, and not that many people saw it, which was very strange for me, because you know, the desert only blooms once every few years, you know, and it has to do with having an unusually wet winter or fall or whatever leading up to spring. Anyway, I would love it if you guys would go back and watch that. And I'm going to post it again on my community page. If you're new to my channel, please check out my community page. From the homepage, you'll see at the top videos, playlists, community. And or if you're subscribed to my channel, you'll see all of our community posts in the feed. along with all new videos, you'll see community page posts. It's all together, runs together in a feed. Let's see. Yeah, that makes sense, Heidi. I don't have any roses because that's like deer, the deer, that's the number one favorite of deer. I've got enough problem with deer. Yeah, I don't need creosote either in my fireplace. Betty is here from Ottawa, Canada. And Linda knows all about, well, no, you're in Mojave County in Arizona. I went to the Mojave Desert as one of the deserts I went to. Louise is here from Alberta, Ottawa and Alberta, fantastic. Oh, of course, Daryl. Why? Do you have a suggestion on that? They also come out of the soil. I mean, they're just indefinitely coming out of the soil. And someone recommended to put mosquito bits in the soil. And I have it on most of them, I think, but it doesn't seem to have dropped down the population or the procreation, I should say, of those annoying flies. Oh, that's nice. You're just lucky, Kevin, that you're able to do all that kind of work yourself. I have to really think long and hard, and I was hoping that this winter would last a while, and it's already time to start planting and planting seeds, and I needed a couple of months off from gardening, even thinking about gardening, so that I could get some things organized in my house, and I need to learn some new software because they're phasing out the titling software in Premiere Pro. And yesterday it wouldn't even render. The video wouldn't render after you edit it. You get through editing it, and you've got effects and titles and all of this stuff, and it wouldn't render. And I'm just going, is this thing even going to play? If I export it without rendering it, is it even going to play in sync? I don't know. And so, and I knew it was because of the titles, because the one I did today had no titles. It had one title, just the date. I put one title on it and the date, and it rendered like that. But yesterday it wouldn't render, so I know I'm going to have to learn this, take some time to learn this. And but hey, this winter's just flying by. And I kind of thought I could just like chill for a few months, but okay. Eight feet apart. Yeah, I'll check it out. I've been recommended to that channel before. Lydia is recommending that I go to Living Traditions Homestead and see there. In fact, I went there and I had the tab selected to watch that video. Got distracted, never got back to it. 8 feet apart. Wow. What do I do with all that grassy area? Because I don't want to lose 8 feet of my tilled soil, and the grass will just grow into the garden. I have a lot of cardboard, but not that much cardboard. I'd have to check that out. Yeah, I heard about the boiling water, Cherie, but I didn't only heard about it after everything was potted up, and I think it would probably kill the roots if I put it on now. So, um, I wonder if you should use the boiling water before you start seeds. That's probably not that big of a deal, right? It seems like they don't stay in there. Daryl, did you ever say when are we starting seeds? Did you say that? Are you talking about neem oil? You said meek oil and then need oil. Are you talking about neem? Because neem, I don't want to smell neem in my house. It's one thing to smell it outside, but I don't want to smell it in my house. Ah, yes. Yes, they do go by. It's Regina, right? R. McGrath says she can see cars going by my house. Gretchen is here from Chile, Texas. What is VYN? FYI. For your information, VYN. I don't know what that means. Elijah, welcome. If you're here about gardening, welcome. 64 of you are here. I hope you hit that like button and get that 54 up to 66, 68. Thank you so much for joining. We have been on for an hour now. And we'll probably go for just a few more minutes, make sure I get through all the questions. We have been talking about, if you've just joined, we've been talking about what we're starting now in terms of seeds and root crops and things. So if you want to go back and listen to that and watch it. And I had some technical issues in the beginning that are rather humorous. So hopefully you'll go back and check that out. Leslie says, yeah, I remember seeing Danny at Deep South, a couple of his deer videos, and some things were working, some things weren't working. I don't remember a definitive, this really worked thing, but I'll have to look and see. I did look at Danny's sweet potato book yesterday, because I wanted to see how he started his sweet potato slips. But do you know how he does it, Daryl? He does he calls it a hot batch or something like that, hot patch or hot batch, or he just plants the potatoes right in the ground to develop the roots. I mean the slips. But anyway, I'm doing it this way. That sounds good, Linda. How is the shoulder doing? And the illness? I hope you're better. Okay, so it looks like we're caught up on our comments. Oh, thank you so much, Veronica. Prayers are always welcome, I tell you. Oh, I wanted to mention, so remember Michael? Did you all see the video recently of Michael who came to help me on New Year's Eve? And he helped me out with a chore, and then we had a little interview on the porch because I just thought this is a really interesting person. He's a Jewish, originally Jewish. He is Jewish, but he converted to Christianity like 50 years ago, and he's a pastor, and he's a songwriter, and he created a song. Help me out, guys. What's the name of it? Oh gosh, I'm so bad with with names. I've been listening to it too. Selah is this musical group, Selah, and they picked it up and recorded that song. He is my hiding place. Is that it? I think it is it. He is my hiding place. At any rate, we had a nice interview on the porch. So he's been here for a couple of weeks trying to write music and stuff. But they have the Simple Farm in Phoenix. Well, it's actually in Scottsdale, Arizona, and so he was staying here a total of 2 weeks. They have friends here. A lot of people that they knew from Scottsdale have moved to the Nashville area, and they're all going to church in a particular place. And so even though and so then she flew in. She and I had never met, although we've been communicating by text and on Telegram about all this stuff that's going on in the world. And but we hadn't met in person, and I really thought that they were going to be able to come here. That didn't work out for their schedule. They had to get back. They take care of his father, I think. They're the caregivers for his father. And of course, she has goats and this thing and that. So chickens, they had to get back. But she said they were going to church at this particular place because they got a lot of friends there. And I said, well, I'll come and meet you. And so I did. And it was a really fun experience, and really enjoyed meeting her friends, and met some nice people there and all that. So I did post a picture. Where did I post that? I guess I posted it on the community page. Yeah. So anyway, she's connected me with some people, and so that's awesome. And then also today, I met, I talked to, remember the man I met at the plant swap who watches my channel? Not all the time, I don't think, but he does watch my channel. Tom Anderson and his lovely wife, Nancy. I met them at the plant swap, and he practices permaculture on a little over 2 acres. And he's got another 2 acres, 2/10 of a mile down the road. And he retired from Kroger at 58, and he started traveling around the country with Nancy in a little travel trailer. And then they settled down about an hour and a half from here. And he started practicing permaculture. I think he's just kind of self-taught, but we were on the phone today, and he sounds so interesting. And I'm going to go down there, not tomorrow, but next Wednesday. I'm going to go to his place. We're going to have one of his green smoothies from his greens that he grows and that he's got growing right now. And we're going to go for a walk. He goes for a 1 to 2 mile walk every morning. He's 80. And then we're going to talk about the garden and the permaculture and all that, because I really want to use permaculture to not only deal with this water issue up here. You see, I think that if somebody knew what they were doing, I could direct this water to be used rather than just get it away from the house. Everybody says you just want to get it away from the house, but if I had a whole permaculture garden down this side that got forest mulched, then the water could just do this all the way down that hill. So, but I need some help. I just don't know enough about it. Thank you, GB. Now I've already forgotten. Wait, is GB Debbie? Yes, it's called, Veronica, it's called the, did you see the video? Grab this link. See if I can find it. I'm going to post the link of the interview, of his visit. It's called The Awakening. I thought that would be a great title. I thought a lot of people would be very attracted to that title. It hasn't gotten as many views as I had hoped, and I think I think it's inspirational, and I hope you guys do too. So where am I? Right here. So grab this link, Veronica, or anybody, if you haven't seen the video with Michael. Just copy and paste that. Thank you so much, GB. I really appreciate that. I knew that I would have to have help here. But, I expanded way out, at a time when I was in this expansive mode, and I'm going, gosh, we could use that, and we could do that, and we could do that down there. And, of course, I had Barefoot Farmer coming here telling me that my best farm area was down below. And I'm going, okay, well, maybe we could do that too, and, but, in fact, he's not here deep south, with Mr. Tom. Mr. Tom is not here tonight, I don't think. But anyway, he's been worried about me taking on too much. I did take on too much. But anyway, Lydia's going. Thank you so much. Eunice is here. We're just getting off, Eunice. I hope you can tune in at 5 next time. We're going to be on Tuesdays from now on. I've switched from Wednesdays. Oh, yes. Oh, there's no way. Yeah, there's no way I can do it. So that's going to be a big expense. And I've got to deal with the water issues before I do much else. What I really hope to be able to do is just to finish the 3 or 4 videos. I do have the 24-hour challenge video. I filmed all along that period, and I'm anxious to get that out. But I want to finish these videos and then see about this titling thing with the software, and if you see some kind of new look or new titles or new fonts or anything, you will. You will. I have to completely change all that. So, but it's still me. It's still my place, and that's what I'll be doing. Yvonne is here, and she's saying good night. Good night, Cherie. Good night, all. God bless you all. Stay safe. Stay well. Keep your head up. Your eyes forward. Your eyes forward. Your head up. I watch. I listen to podcasts. Scott. Does anybody listen to Scott at Bards FM? He signs off every time saying, "Keep your head up. Your eyes forward. Lean into the fight." And never give in. Yeah, it's just all this empowering stuff. That's interesting. I don't have bulk compost. I have a lot of soil though, but I would need a tractor, somebody with a tractor to move it around. I'll check that out. I am not above leaving here and going someplace else. That is conceivable, although I'm not going to do anything in the next few months. I'm not going to do anything before my 10th anniversary. My 10th anniversary, by the way, is April 22nd. My 10th anniversary on YouTube. And if I don't have 100,000 people subscribe to my channel after 10 years, I don't deserve to be on YouTube. That's the way I feel. So, Allison is asking if it's been a warmer winter. It's been colder here, a lot colder than last year for me, but I don't know. 68 days to spring. That's like only 2 months. Bulk compost. I'll check that out. Somebody still has to move it around though, and I don't think my back could handle it. I think it's going to have to be moved around by a tractor. But yes, same here, Louise. April 22nd. That's the day I premiered. Intentional. That was an intentional date that I premiered my channel, because there were no other gardening channels when I started that I could find. I found one on Hulu, but it was boring, and so I didn't find anything on YouTube. I kind of copied my first videos after a little. There's this couple of sisters, young sisters in England that had just, you know, become kind of known, and they would go around and review things. I don't even know if they're still around. They're probably grown up or something, but that was 10 years ago. And I kind of said, well, all right, that format, I can see that format. So I used the kind of that as a blueprint for my format. Connie, it wasn't his tractor. He had to pay to get the tractor to bring it. So because he would say, I wouldn't even charge you if I had my own tractor. But no, he's got a large family, and he's got one leg that works, and I'm not going to ask him to do anything for free. He needs to feed his family. So, but anyway, thank you, Kevin. God bless you. I really appreciate that. And with that, I am going to sign off. I really appreciate that comment, Kevin. You're always very welcome here. See you next week. Daryl, I'll be talking to you sooner than that, I'm sure. Thank you so much for being part of this experience with me here. And gosh, I feel like I'm starting to sound more Southern. I think I just sounded Southern just then. I sure appreciate you being part of this experience here. Oh gosh. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Thanks for your patience. And I'll see you next Tuesday at 5 p.m. Central. Stay safe, stay well. God bless you. And do not fear. The only thing to fear is fear itself. Yes, and be kind. Oh, I've got to do it up here. See you, Louise. Let's see. How do I end it? Oh, yeah.